black blob, she said, on the ground, near the road, in the snow, about 5 or 6 feet long. That sure tracks with John O'Keefe lying dead or dying in the front yard. Witness also said that earlier that night she saw a black SUV near that spot, but that it was gone when she spotted the black blob. The defense tried to get her to admit that she never saw a body, but the prosecutors objected to that. I want to welcome Sean McDonough back to the show. He is a retired DEA supervisory special agent who's been investigating this case on his own pretty much full-time for a year now. Sean, good to have you back on the show. Thank you. I know that we have talked before about your feelings that you are dead set that Karen Read is innocent, that this was an absolute disaster, and that she shouldn't be in that courtroom. But this black blob thing, this testimony today, that there was some 5 to 6 feet long black blob at the time when there was an SUV there. What do you make of this testimony?
Well, Ashleigh, first of all, thank you for having me back. Today for the prosecution, this had to be the most embarrassing day for the prosecution. It was been a disaster since day one. However, this particular witness is a pivotal witness for both the prosecution and now the defense. This witness today, Julie Nagel, the first time in over 2.5 years, or roughly 2.5 years, did she ever mention anything to the word blob or even describe 5 to 6 feet. Today was the only day. And she was not interviewed for months after John was found dead on that lawn.
But I still say, like, look, jurors don't know all about how investigations happen. They know what they hear in the courtroom. And to hear that she saw something, despite the fact that a vigorous cross-examination will point out what you said, wouldn't it land with them that, oh, there was somebody there? There was somebody there. There was someone or something that looked an awful lot like a person in that spot.
Right. Exactly. However, she's the only one of all the witnesses that, well, all the guests that left that house, came out the front door and never saw a thing. However, she admittedly stated on the stand that she was intoxicated. She'd been drinking since 6 p.m. And that evening, she had multiple beers. And she, by her own words, said, I was completely intoxicated. And she left that morning around 1:45 in the morning. And her whole testimony is suspect because the main witness that they're trying to avoid talking about is a gentleman by the name of Colin Albert, okay? Colin Albert has been one of the named third-party culprits by the defense. She today, as I said, she's pivotal for the defense. She today said that Colin Albert, in her own testimony, left at 11:30, close to 11:45 in the evening on the 28th, which contradicts everyone else's statement thus far. So she's suspect on her own testimony today. And the defense had an incredible back and forth with her as she left. She was on the left side away from the lawn, and she never once told anyone, didn't call the son back, who's a son of a Boston police officer, never said anything about the possibility. The person next to her was a nurse. If she thought this person was in trouble, the defense got out that she's basically said, I did nothing for months.
Let me ask you this. From my vantage point, which is not in a courtroom right now, and that is so different, right? I keep wondering when the big aha moment is going to happen, because you brought it to my attention that you had video of Karen Read's taillight fully intact at a time when, if she had actually hit and killed John O'Keefe and broken her taillight, that picture wouldn't exist. When is that going to be the big moment in court?
Well, I can tell you right now, the prosecution tried to put in a dash cam video last week that was going to depict the actual condition of the taillight. It was a bomb. They didn't show a thing. It was actually the back of the taillight, which is not the issue. The actual issue is right there, that side taillight around that circle. Now, I have one better for you, Ashleigh. I have two sources close to this investigation that have absolutely confirmed that if you have the picture I have that's up there that has a red, right there, see that red circle? That is what the trooper who arrested Karen said was shattered with a large piece missing. If you can see there, right there in that picture, there is no wires, there's no LEDs. If you can go back to the right there, that is a functioning side taillight with wires, with the plastic, two layers of plastic and the LEDs. That's at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4.5 hours, where the prosecution said that taillight was cracked beyond, right like that. Supposedly, that's the taillight right there. That's going to be
that's what I think a jury is going to freak out about, right? That, like, if a jury sees that and they see the timestamps and they say, well, it's impossible, the case is over. When is that going to happen, or how would it happen in court?
Actually, 35 years in the game, a law enforcer, when I saw these pictures, my heart dropped. I said, this is incredible. One more thing, Ashleigh. There's also confirmation that the 45 alleged pieces they found on that lawn around the street has been put back together in a nice little package to show that the taillight is put back together. That's been documented, and I don't know how these troopers can actually try to pull a fast one on all of us to say, in a blizzard, they found 45 pieces of red plastic. Not only did they find it, but they put it all back together again. It can't be that way. You can't have a person getting hit by a car at 12:30 and smash a light that they're saying at the end of the day, that light was smashed beyond compare, and have it right there on your screen at 5 o'clock in the morning. It cannot be. It just cannot be.
One last question, and it's an important one, because everybody who's watching is thinking the same thing. Wow, that is so compelling. But why would 23 state troopers, police sergeants, lieutenants, and captains on the witness list, why would they all get together and lie and frame an innocent woman?
Because someone has a lot of dirty laundry on somebody powerful that made these people risk their careers and their freedom. That's the unfortunate thing.
Okay, you know what? You're coming back, because this case is still on and the evidence is still being paraded through that courtroom, and you fascinate me. Sean McDonough, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Ashleigh. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.